I should probably turn them on.
Man, we blew a great intro. I'll do it again. Brown Bear, what do we see? Hopefully a 30-point win looking at us on our way out of Rupp Arena here on New Year's Eve. I hope everybody had an awesome holiday, whatever you celebrated, Christmas, Hanukkah. If you're still celebrating, I still haven't taken down my Christmas decorations yet, so definitely no judgment here. I don't even. When are you going to take down your Christmas stuff?
We've actually talked about it. We're doing tomorrow.
There you go.
It's all coming down tomorrow. We got 2 trees to take down, lots of little lights and stuff, and pin needles hanging around all over my apartment that are bugging me to no end. So I'm ready to actually kind of take everything down, but I do love me some Christmas vibes, so we'll leave it up tonight and maybe some tomorrow just to kind of bask in it for a little bit longer. My goodness,
this sucks. This does suck.
Well, it might end up being a bad idea, but
that's okay.
Poor Steven over there just getting rained on.
It'll be great for viewership and our audience. They'll enjoy our embarrassment. Yeah, there we go. You're gonna fly away like Mary Poppins, Zacky Poppins. All right. So we have a 2 o'clock matinee here at Rupp Arena Tuesday afternoon, getting us in and out of here ahead of the New Year's Eve holiday. You got any New Year's Eve plans, Zach? I know we're going to be, these are our plans right now.
Yeah.
But like tonight, we got anything going on for?
We're going.
We just going? All right.
Yeah. So after the game, well, I know there's playoff games on tonight, right?
Oh, yes, there are, yes.
So that'll probably be on in the background while I do other stuff and not really pay attention to it, but we've went out to Kroger. We got some nice steaks.
Ooh! Are you cooking for me?
Iron. No.
Dang it.
This is a solo, me and my girlfriend, no Jack Pilgrim or Stephen Peak welcome.
Dang it.
But if y'all want to just sit outside like my kitchen and just stare at us while we cook it, you can. Get like a cartoon.
You wouldn't even...
So that's
you never even noticed that I usually do that.
Be like a cartoon character with a pie on the windowsill. You can float over with your legs in the air. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. Just having a nice little dinner, taking it easy, and then I don't think I've made it to midnight the last 2 New Year's days, if I'm being honest, New Year's Eve. So we'll see if I make it tonight. Who knows? It's gonna be a long night. Fun night.
Yeah. How do we expect the crowd to look today, knowing it is a Tuesday, it is 2 o'clock, it is Brown. Brown at 7-4. They have a really, really, really impressive player. We'll talk about him in a second, but just in general, what are we thinking about the atmosphere, considering the holiday, considering coming off a 10-day layoff following a 20-point loss against Ohio State?
Well, I think they mentioned it on the pregame show. This is one of those holiday games where you get out-of-towners, folks that bought tickets for Christmas and things like that. So you might get a more rowdy or lively crowd, whichever adjective you want to use, than maybe we're used to with regular season ticket holders. I think this will be the game where we get like the alumni band members.
Ooh.
Normally, so we'll get because all the college kids are still gone, so we might get some 7-year-old man like.
So we're going to get an atrocious call to the post. Is that what you're telling me?
Most likely, but if we're being honest,
because my goodness, they are pretty terrible.
The post must be the hardest notes like ever invented on the trumpet because is it a trumpet? I guess it's a trumpet. Because no one ever seems to be able to know how to do it except for that one guy who does it on Derby Day. I think he's the only one.
He has nailed every single call to the post he's ever done, and it just seems like nobody else. He has the right notes copyrighted clearly because everybody else that has tried it has infringed upon those copyrights just in horrific fashion. So. It's going to be fun. What
else are you doing today, Fist fight, section 23.
Do we think there's going to be any controversy stemming from that absolute nonsense that took place a couple weeks back?
No, I think the sit-stand debate is solely sparked so a handful of individuals can justify the need to feel annoying while standing for an entire game for the sole purpose of drawing attention. I think that's actually how this entire debate sparked by the 1% of people in Rupp Arena that are just kind of doing it to be popular. That's Zach's take on the sit-stand debate, which I think is still very stupid.
Very, very dumb debate in general. I just hope we don't have any controversy because it has always been really dumb. What isn't dumb is Ivy League Iverson. The name Keno Lilly.
Honestly, I don't know what's better, Ivy League Iverson or just his straight-up name.
He has a really awesome name.
Keno Lilly is a great name.
He is averaging 20 points a game, taking 9 threes a game. Zach, taking 9 threes a game, hitting 42.7% of them. Oh, we might be dying right now.
Oh, shoot. We are not even paying attention. Wow, we are invested in this is the lengths we go to for content here. Like,
I was just following.
Let Steven go. You know, here, buddy. Just a couple more feet.
His corpse is laying on the ground. We're going up to the camera, sitting on the ground. Anyway, the show must go on.
He'll still get you a great recap video tonight.
Yeah, we'll just have to come out here to his dead body while it's still recording.
Put it on the tripod.
Hopefully the camera's not dead by then. Anyway, got really dark really fast. Keno Lilly.
Out in the middle of traffic.
Keno Lilly.
Yeah, Keno Lilly, very good. Pretty much, they have a couple other guys like Landon Lewis, another guy that scores like 13 a game. He's like a 6'7". He's their center essentially, at like 6'7". They have another guy who averages around 12 points a game, who can kind of shoot the three, but it's really just kind of Keno Lilly shooting threes, and then Landon Lewis doing dirty work inside, and then they've got a couple of other pieces that can kind of fill it in. But I think the main thing with Brown is they play slow, they shoot threes. They are surprisingly good at blocking shots and just kind of
which doesn't make any sense. They are a top 50 team in defensive block rate.
I will guarantee you this team does not record more than 3 blocks today.
They're so undersized. Like, I just don't know how when you have a 4 and 5 man that are 6'11" and 7 foot in Andrew Carr and Amari Williams that there isn't.
It'll be some weak side. Lamont Butler going up thinks he's got to.
I mean, their starting 4 is 6'5".
Yeah. No, they're
like, I don't care.
Kentucky will outman this team pretty easily.
I don't care if you're Dikembe Mutombo, may he rest in peace, of the mid-major level, the Ivy League. Go Cats! I don't care if you're Dikembe Mutombo of the Ivy Leagues, standing 6'7". It does not matter against 7 foot and 6'11" in Andrew Carr and Amari Williams. So something has to give there. It's a battle of style of play. Fast-paced Kentucky versus slow as a snail. Brown, shot, percentages, they hold opposing teams to a low 3-point rate, while Kentucky is obviously trying to push that 3-point volume up tremendously, even more so than what we've been experiencing. So something has to give there, Zach.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Kentucky does get that 30 3-pointer threshold that Mark Pope seems to kind of keep harping on, just because of how slow Brown plays. Like, will there be enough possessions to shoot that many threes? Yeah. And is this a game that Kentucky even needs to shoot a bunch of threes? Like, come on.
Considering the height difference. Like,
Brown's best tallest player is 6'7". Go inside. Win in the post. Like, get your driving kicks going. Like, this is a game where I think they'll end up shooting 25 to 28 threes or something. If you hit 40%, we're all smiling at the end of all this. So, but yeah, the differing of styles will be interesting to see. It shouldn't ultimately matter, because Kentucky will out-athletic and out-talent them. So even if Brown wants to kind of dictate the pace, I don't think it will just ultimately matter in the end. Like we kind of saw with the Kansas game against Brown, where it was tied 24-24 with 8 minutes left in the first half of that game, and then Kansas won by 35.
Yep.
So this is still not a good team. We can kind of, but then again, I feel like we said that about Colgate and
Ohio State, and we lost by 20.
Yeah, the pregame thoughts from you and Steven on the Ohio State matchup were...
Those were really dumb.
Yes.
We say a lot of dumb things. We say a lot of dumb things on this YouTube page. That might have been the dumbest.
It was up there, but then again, no one saw that one coming. So you're going to see a hungrier Kentucky team. Coming off that loss should make them... I mean, if losing to Ohio State by 20 points doesn't motivate you to beat this Brown team by 30... I don't know what will.
Then we do have some.
Then there might be some issues. So we'll see how the energy is going out. We've got Code Gold. Steven, you were right. It is Code, not cold.
Per source.
Code Gold. Per sources. So that's their. They pretty much just it's like a body language highlight tape. Essentially, is kind of what it sounds like, where they just go point out hey, this guy's flexing here, this guy's cheering on. Just one of those weird little gimmicky game things that Alvin Brooks seems to like to dish out there.
After Ball of Duty.
After Ball of Duty. So I like the names. Like, the names are fun. So if you have to get creative with it to make it more interesting to the players, whatever.
So that was a big talking point yesterday. Another talking point that I counted over a dozen instances of the phrase ball screen defense was brought up. It was really funny talking to Jackson Robinson, Lamont Butler yesterday. Both of them were almost like, hey, what's your New Year's resolution? Ball screen defense. So what do you learn from a 10-day break, after coming off an embarrassing loss the way you guys experienced in New York City? Like, what do you learn from that? We learned ball screen defense. Like, every single response and rebuttal was ball screen defense. There is no bigger priority for this program. Jackson Robbins, Lamont Butler, I think it was Jackson actually said that Alvin Brooks counted 100 ball screen defense points scored against Power 5 competition that Kentucky has got. So Duke, Gonzaga, I guess Gonzaga doesn't count there, but Duke, Ohio State, the high major teams that Kentucky has gone up against, we have seen absolutely abysmal ball screen defense. So that is priority number one going into this one.
Yeah, against Ohio State, Bruce Thornton was just big, strong. It was probably just tough to deal with him.
Christmas ham.
And that's a good one. And Lamont Butler, I don't know if you were there or over there, or you, Steven, were over there yesterday. We were talking to him, but someone asked about, I think Ben Roberts asked about his ankle and everything. Can't watch this. He's got calf stuff. I got so much calf stuff on. Lamont Butler said that some days his ankle's 100%. He said some days it's 80%. I think he's probably being a little generous with that 80% too. So I think that's something that's still maybe lingering a bit. Maybe that hindered him a little bit in trying to play all that ball screen defense. You don't have Kirk Reese either to kind of come in and relieve you a little bit. You have to kind of go deep to Travis Perry, and then things just kind of tumble from there. So Keno Lilly's good, but he's not as
he's 6 foot, 165 pounds.
He's not going to be getting around like Bruce Thornton was, who is every bit of 225 at like 6'3". Like, that kid's a tank. So you can understand how Ohio State would kind of be able to penetrate and get through that with John Mobley, Junie Mobley, man.
Bucket getter.
Big Junie Mobley.
Bucket getter.
That kid in high school. So he's just someone you have to guard 30 feet out anyway. So it's just tough to defend those two guys. Kentucky will see, like, Florida's just going to have a better version of those guys essentially here coming up. So it starts today. Get the ball screen defense a little bit more in order. Lock in on whatever failures we're going through or anything. We've got some fans over here. We're getting
a crowd. I'm liking this. This is a good little crowd.
Yeah, we'll get the ball screen defense fixed today, and then or fixed in the last 10 days essentially, to see how it plays out today.
And I did like talking to Lamont and Jackson. It wasn't just, hey, we have to fix this. It was, here's how we are going to fix this. Got to be more physical at the point of attack with the opposing ball handler. Have to have a big kind of reading and reacting defensively, and kind of setting the tone with that as well. So I did appreciate that it wasn't just, kind of player speak, coach speak, like, hey, that's a top priority for us. They have an actual blueprint for how it's going to get fixed. Obviously, this is kind of a weird matchup given the competition, given the size, different, things like that. But Florida is definitely the first real test that we're going to have to. I mean, with how talented those guards are, you have no choice but to get that fixed to start SEC play. So I'm glad that they trust the three-point shooting. Every time you talk to Mark Pope, every time you talk to the players, it's like, yeah. Like, we know we need to start shooting better, but like, that's not a concern of ours. A clear concern of the teams is ball screen defense. So that was clearly the top point of emphasis, and something that we need to see today, but especially need to see on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm still not sure I'm ready to set any alarms off for the three-point shooting or anything like that. I think sometimes you just go through droughts. This has kind of been a longer drought than maybe we had expected.
28% from the three dating back to the Western game.
Yeah, so that's not great. But I think this is just an easy game to get right back on track. You're going to be able to shoot right over top of all these guys. This is a game where you can easily see Kobe hitting 5 of 8 or something like that, just because guys aren't going to be able to stay in front of it. He's just going to rise over top of him and shoot. So I'm not concerned about the three-point shooting yet. I would like to see a nice uptick today, especially after such a long break. Like, there's just really no excuse to come out and be flat. The slow starts, man, really got to get rid of those. Those are actually becoming a very frustrating trend. Up 2 at halftime against Colgate, down 9 to Duke, down 9 to Duke, down 16 to Gonzaga, down 9 to Clemson. Only led Louisville by, I think, like 6 at halftime. These are just getting them into holes that it's just not. You're not going to be able to have a Gonzaga to Duke game every single night, especially against the SEC. So it's not going to happen.
And I'll be honest, I asked Jackson about the slow starts, and he didn't seem like concerned about it at all. I said, like, is it a mental thing? Like, what gets you into these holes that you have to dig yourself out of? He's like, well, we're not going to come out perfect every game. Even if we have a slow first 5 minutes, we have 35 more to fix it. And it's like, yeah, but we just saw what happens when, yes, you get the Gonzaga every once in a while, but miracles are miracles for a reason.
Yeah.
Ohio State is typically how things unfold. If you dig yourself a big hole, you usually just end up getting destroyed. So I don't know if I loved that answer, and I'm excited. 10-day layoff. I'm excited to see just kind of what the response is and how they do start this game. If they're sluggish again today, I mean,
it would be it would be concerning. My blue colored glasses, like if I'm looking through those, my reasoning for that might be Pope likes to sub a lot really fast, so maybe there's just the connectivity, the chemistry, the whatever, the drop off that you get maybe is more than he'd expect, or that's just something that will kind of fix itself over time as they just continue to play with each other, and as you're rotating guys in after 3 or 4 minutes, the chemistry levels are still there, or back up where they should be, I guess, instead of where they are right now, where they just don't seem to be that great. So that would be kind of my optimistic look at it, that it's something that could just be kind of fixed with time. Unfortunately, time's kind of running out, so we'll see how quickly they can get things figured out there. But it is a concern.
If they come out the way they did against Florida, they will lose that game by 30 points.
Yes.
I mean, like, there is no, the runway is done. Like we are now officially in the danger zone with those slow sluggish starts. So this is your kind of, give you a couple minutes of slow start, and then by the end, this needs to be kind of like what we talked about with Brown against Kansas. It can be tight early, but it needs to end at a 30, 35-ish type of point victory. And then Saturday, there is no excuse. They have to come out like their butts are on fire and make a statement. Like those early sluggish starts are over. You have no choice, or else the blowouts are going to continue. It's going to continue in worse fashion against more talented opponents. So let's hope that they learn that as a learning example, learning tool. Use this as kind of a sleepy New Year's Eve feel good win, and then take care of business on Saturday.
I'd like to see him force more turnovers as well, especially early in the game. Like maybe make Lamont and Ortega be a little more aggressive. I know you got to balance foul trouble and stuff like that, but Kentucky just doesn't force anyone into turnovers. An easy way to get yourself going with easy points early in the game is turn bad teams over, especially like Brown. Like press up on this team, maybe throw out a press. Like see if you can just mix things up a little bit to get yourself off to a better start. I shared the stat with Steven and Brandon. Now, but I don't know it off the top of my head, the exact numbers. But essentially, when good teams like Gonzaga, Duke, Clemson, any of the high majors or whatever, Kentucky does not turn them over. All of those teams have their second lowest turnover marks of the entire season against Kentucky. They're well over 5, 6, 7 times throughout the whole game. That can't happen. You got to turn good teams over because they will just continue to make you pay, even if they're shooting 28% or whatever it was, like Duke and Gonzaga were. So get some more turnovers. Maybe throw some press. Can we see some press today? Let's see some real press.
Let's get them out and running. Let's.
We got to reach them.
I just saw a Rob Dillingham. I think they're going to be coming in to sit together. Yeah, I almost made a Rob. Look, it's Rob Dillingham joke. It's the guy that clearly did not look like.
And took his Pelicans jersey.
Yeah.
The Delaware Blue Coats. I think that's it.
Blue Coats.
I think that's what they are.
Wow.
Maybe that might be wrong.
I don't know. It is starting to rain. It's getting colder. So let's go ahead and get the heck out of here. MVP. I'm going. Jackson is coming out of his, kind of little bit of cold streak. He's going for 25 tonight in a. It's going to be a statement. We're going to say 91 to 60 win for Kentucky going into the 2025 New Year.
I think this, yeah. I think the spread's around 20. 19 win. I'll give Kentucky a 19-point win. I'm going to go 89 to 70. Let me get Lamont Butler has a double-double and assist.
We love to hear it. We love to see it. We're going to go inside and cheer on the Cats on New Year's Eve for what should be a blowout victory. Go Cats.